All right, here's our third problem. And as you can see, this time I got smart and actually drew my picture before I started to solve the problem. Negative 4x minus 2 is equal to negative 14. Okay, negative 4x. All right, so now I'm going to do the numbers first, and then I'll draw the pictures to make sure I'm doing the right thing. All right, so I see the negative 2 over here. So I'm going to add 2 to this side because I know, all right, I'm adding 2. I've got to get rid of those 2 negatives. I want to add 2 positives. So those go away, and I'm left with negative 4x. Sorry. All right, what I do to one side, I have to do the other. So I add 2 on this side. My signs are different, so I take the difference. 14 minus 2 is 12. And 14 as a number is bigger than 2, so my answer is negative 12. Divide each of these. I've got negative 4x, and I want to know what just x is, so I'm going to divide each side by negative 4. Well, negative 4 divided by negative 4 gives me that big coefficient of 1, so I'm left with just x. Negative 12 divided by negative 4, because what I do to one side I have to do to the other. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and my signs are the same. They're both negative, so my answer is positive. All right, so let's double check my work with my picture. All right, so the first step I did was I added 2 positives, and that makes sense to add 2 positives on this side so that those cancel out and make 0 pairs. And if I add 2 positives on this side, I have to add 2 positives on this side. Well, those cancel out and make 0 pairs, and I'm left with negative 12 right here. I'm going to write that right there to help me remember. All right, so now I have negative 4x and negative 12. So I'm going to make 4 groups. So there's a group, and there's a group, and there's a group, and there's a group. So like this one goes to this one, and this one goes to this one, and this one goes to this one. So I have negative x is equal to negative 3. All right. Well, but I want actual x. So one thing I can do to get rid of this negative x is multiply both of these by negative 1. Okay, because as long as I'm doing the same thing to both sides, it's keeping everything in line and balance. Well, 1 times x is still just x, but negative 1 times negative 1, the signs are the same. It's now positive. So again, 3 times 1 is still 3, but negative times negative, the signs are the same, so it's now positive. So my x blocks is now equal to 3, and that's what I got algebraically, so we did it right. All right, so move on to your next question.